Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Dean.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to Champ Review. Today we got Kennen and Garen. Minor spoilers, Kennen doesn't have jack shit because he is still a little rat.
Small ninja. And yeah, he's a little rat ninja. And he is still relevant, actually. One of the few champions with like a rather old kit that has just remained relevant. Well, basically throughout his entire existence.
I mean, we've every time I feel like we come to a champion that has a game-changing alt, Slicing Maelstrom is a pretty iconic, like, just if you go back and like type in like worlds, like montages, team fights, probably a handful of them are gonna involve a Kennen. Just Kennen flanks with the ulti is fucking insane, and they're fucking fun to watch. But let's go over Kennen.
Just real quick, are there still any other skills with the name Maelstrom in it?
No, I want him to bring back Maokai's. No.
Right.
What's her name? Belveth. Her E is called Royal Maelstrom.
Right. They just like that one, dude.
Royal Maelstrom. Maelstrom. It's like that. Bring back Vengeful Maelstrom, right?
Vengeful Maelstrom was good.
Maokai's old.
All right. So, Kennen is... His class now is a specialist. Whatever, the range champion. But his legacy class was mage and marksman. And there was times back in the day where you'd see the AD Kennen. It's not now what it once was. It used to be a much better, or at least compared to now, it used to be much better as a play style. But now it's actual fucking trash, and you have to go AP Kennen.
I don't know.
There's no other way to do it.
I think I'll disagree with that, but when we get to his E, we'll talk about it there because that's like the biggest thing. But we want to go over his abilities are the same, but his older icons, pretty sweet,
pretty sweetly bad.
Yeah, that's what pretty sweet.
Not the first lightning rush, but the second lightning rush. Oh, the first Slicing Maelstrom was actually pretty cool though.
Yeah,
and so was Mark of the Storm. Mark of the Storm wasn't bad. Slicing Maelstrom, that has like the most detail of any icon from that era, huh? That's got a lot of fucking detail in it, actually.
On that. Yeah.
Anyways, I guess we'll start with the passive, Mark of the Storm. Excuse me. His new icon looks better than the old one, but it's more or less the same. Innate. Kennen's abilities apply a stack of Mark of the Storm to enemies hit for 6 seconds, refreshing on subsequent applications and stacking up to 3 times. The third stack against a target consumes them all to stun them for 1.25 seconds and restore 25 energy. The stun duration is reduced to a half second if this occurs on the same target again within 6 seconds. Slicing Maelstrom, the ulti, by the way, can apply only up to 3 stacks on a target.
So very straightforward. And you got to love those 3-hit sort of passives. So the third or every 3, right? I know it's on his W is where we'll get to that. It was passively with his auto attacks. But I mean, Lightning Rush, Q, and then I guess we'll have to get to the W again. But yeah, I mean, you could proc the passive pretty easily, and I feel like people don't really pay attention to it that much.
No. It kind of gets lost. The particle is kind of small.
Very small. Like
the various particles can be missed. I wouldn't say misleading, but you don't always see him with like Varus when he's proccing his either.
So you can get caught out with that. It's a nice little like, oh, gotcha stunned kind of thing going on. Moving on to his Q, Thundering Shuriken. Kennen throws a shuriken in the target direction that deals magic damage to the first enemy hit. Again, very straightforward. It has pretty okay cast time, or cooldown, 8 to 4. Obviously, you're going to be maxing this first.
Right. It does a lot of damage, actually. It does a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah,
Kennen is a champion with a not super low health pool. He's got like a kind of a medium health pool for a little guy. But he just innately has a fuck ton of damage in his kit. It just kind of makes him interesting to play. I don't know what else to say on the thing other than the fact that
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's a decently quick missile time. It's about the same as an auto attack, so um, it's it's what it is. Electrical Surge, the W, has a 40 energy cost, and if you guys didn't catch on by now, Kennen uses energy as a resource. A 40 energy cost with actually a rather large cooldown to start, but drops pretty significantly over the rank from 13 to 6. And it has an effect radius of 775 units, which is important when I get to the active. But the passive, Kennen's basic attacks on attack, not on hit, on attack, generate a stack of electrical surge, stacking up to 4 times. At 4 stacks, his next basic attack is empowered to consume them all to deal bonus magic damage and apply a stack of Mark of the Storm. Attack 4 times on that 4th attack. I guess that is it the 5th? No, it's
Yes.
the 4th attack.
Yeah, 4 stacks. Or no,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it must be the 5.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is the pop or whatever. On that 4th attack, you deal bonus magic damage, and you're gonna deal 35 to 75 plus 80 to 120% bonus AD plus 35% AP. So the AD that's where the AD Kennen build comes in, is with this ability here. The active, Kennen sends out a surge of electricity that deals magic damage to all nearby enemies afflicted by Mark of the Storm or within Slicing Maelstrom. An enemy within 775 units of Mark of the Storm or inside Slicing Maelstrom is required to cast this ability. The target does not have to be visible. Excuse me, the target does not have to be visible to be targeted by this ability. So if you have a stack on them, maybe you've attacked them 4 times and they get in a bush, you can press W. You're going to A, instantly put another Mark of the Storm on them. B, damage them, and C, hit them even if they're unseen.
Yeah,
the magic damage is pretty decent. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right. You weren't done yet. But yeah, the magic damage is pretty good on the active.
70 to 170 with an 80% AP ratio. So again, still pretty solid. You look at these things, and when you see stuff like that screams Gnasher's Tooth to me. Yeah.
A lightning rush. Active Kennen turns into a lightning for 2 seconds, becoming unable to declare basic attacks, but gaining ghosting and 100% bonus movement speed. He deals magic damage to enemies he passes through, have it against non-champions, and restores 40 energy upon damaging at least one enemy. Lightning Rush can be recast after half a second, and does so automatically after the duration. Recast, Kennen ends Lightning Rush to gain bonus attack speed and be allowed to exceed the attack speed cap for 4 seconds. Lightning Rush's recast can be used while affected by cast inhibiting crowd control. Okay. This is the biggest proponent. I mean, combined with the passive of the W, if you're playing like, maybe it's not even on hit. It's like, yeah, it's on hit, not pure AD.
Right.
But
it is definitely on hit.
40 to 80% attack speed is nuts. You could proc that. I think people still would take press the attack. You could go lethal tempo. But no, for sure, like AP Kennen is way, way better. But 40 to 80% attack speed, and then with the W, 120% bonus AD when you pop that 4th stack on the passive. Right. That's pretty big. I mean, if you rush like Bork, Wit's End, I think you used to go Rage Blade, but that was before they changed it to like convert crit, because you wouldn't build crit on Kennen, AD Kennen, right?
No, but you might still take Rage Blade for the double proc every 3rd hit, because you could stack your passive faster.
So and even better, like combine that with any other on hit, like Bork, the max or the current health damage, magic damage it does on hit. I think it's really gross. Plus you don't even have to like run in there to E to like, you just chill your range. You can play top lane and just destroy someone. You're not gonna have those big ulti damaging, but I mean the ulti's still gonna do what the ulti does, and we'll get to that in a second. I'm still making a case for AD Kennen to be fine, but no, for sure AP is better right now.
Did I ever tell you that story about the one time I was playing ARAM and we had literally no AD, so I said, fuck, I'm going AD Kennen. This guy got so mad. I've never seen someone get so mad. He just kept pinging my build. I'm like, what, bro? First off, we have 0 AD, so like let me change that a little bit. And secondly, why are you so angry? Like, it's a fucking ARAM, and not an ARAM clash, mind you, just regular old ARAM. All right, let's get down to the bread and butter, the slicing maelstrom. This ability right here is why Kennen is a bush baby. Um, it's got a 120-second cooldown and a 550 effect radius, which I think is longer than his attack range, basic attack range. So it's about a Caitlyn size range. Active. Kennen summons a storm around himself for 3 seconds, gaining bonus armor and bonus magic resistance for the duration. This was moved off of his E. You used to have to E to get the bonuses. They put it onto his ulti because people were comboing the E and the ulti anyways, that it didn't fucking make a difference. The storm strikes lightning bolts down on nearby enemies every half second, each one dealing magic damage. Slicing Maelstrom deals 10% increased damage against a target with each successive strike, up to a maximum of 150% damage with one strike. So, it's a 3-second ability, which means it strikes 6 times. The scaling, your bonus resistances, you get 20, 40, 60 based on rank. Your magic damage per bolt is 40 to 110 with a 22.5% AP ratio, meaning the total single target damage you can get at maximum damage is 300 to 825 with a 168.75% AP ratio. So you can deal a fuck ton of damage. A lot of Kennens will blow people up this way. You know, you get the stun there. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I was just reading in... oh, no, I did. Slicing Maelstrom can only apply up to 3 stacks on a target. After those 3 stacks, it goes on a 6-second cooldown that gets refreshed every time it strikes. So you're going to have to use your other abilities to proc Mark of the Storm. And then hopefully, by the time it's done casting, you can land another ability and then pop them again if they're not dead already. But it's a big team fight ultimate, for sure.
Just the fact, too, that it gives you resistances, like, it's making you that much tankier. 60 resistances is pretty fat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially for a champion that's not building a lot of resistances. It's pretty fat.
No, just giving him more survivability just to make sure to go in there. I mean, a lot of people will build Zonias. So, you know, they go in there, they can pop Zonias, and they don't take any damage while the ulti still goes off. Think a lot of people at Worlds too were playing like Kennen Nocturne. So if like Nocturne turns off the lights, Kennen gets the flank of his life and no one can see it coming.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's
dude.
good. It does a lot of damage. It does insane damage. So
I didn't know this just looking at the trivia. Or I guess I forgot about this. Maybe I didn't know this, but I forgot about this. So Kennen used to gain the Law of Inverse Ninja Strength cosmetic Easter egg debuff. Says this unit is a flippin' ninja. Ninjas are more effective when they work alone. For every ninja on your team beyond yourself, you lose 1 health. It's kind of like Vayne's sunglasses, taking 1 less damage from Leona, but I guess they ended up removing it.
Oh yeah, but they removed it before we were even playing.
Right. But I remember the buff used to show up on the...
It would just say, this unit's a flippin' ninja.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do anything else, but it would just...
Right. Cool. But I like that they actually had that on the toolbar, whereas like Vayne doesn't show her sunglass buff against like Leona. Or I guess it's any champion against Leona. If they have sunglasses, they actually take 1 less damage from Leona. I don't know if that's still in the game or if they removed it.
I think they removed it.
But all those buffs were fun. Even like as minor as they are, they all were fun. But I'm sure people were complaining. So,
all right, what is it? What's the best Kennen skin?
I mean, Infernal's pretty good. But so is Kennen MD. I don't think I've ever actually seen Swamp Master.
They changed it. I don't think
anybody...
It used to be horrible. Swamp Kennen used to just be another chroma. Hold on. Let me go to his past versions. I do not remember that. Let me see.
I don't either. I know Deadly.
Yeah, look. So normal classic Kennen,
right? And there's
Deadly Kennen, and then Swamp Kennen was literally the... like.
Oh my god! Yeah, I don't know. Arctic Ops is pretty good. Oh, I forgot about Super Kennen. It's definitely Super Kennen. I totally forgot about Super Kennen. Little
I
superhero.
I do like
Infernal's good though.
I do like Damwon just because he's like a
Yeah.
raccoon.
Yeah.
I
Like
know.
the splashes are good, but like Kennen MD is pretty good
Yeah,
too,
I
honestly.
really like Kennen MD.
Like you can't hate on Kennen MD. He literally throws a shuriken of scalpels. Like
No, it's good.
but yeah, that's I think that's all I got on Kennen, dude.
That is all on Kennen. Let's move to Garen.
Garen. Now here's a champion that's had some changes. Good lord, has he had some changes. However, he's still basically the same. Like it's crazy how many changes they actually put into him with all the Juggernaut stuff, and still managed to keep him basically the same. I think all of his skills, do they retain the same name? They do. They do. They just behave differently. So, and also his icons got a really much needed update. His old icons were fucking awful. But Garen is I think, actually the most basic champion in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't require a high skill level to pilot. However, a higher skill level makes him better, obviously. But he is probably one of the most annoying champs in the game as well. um, and he will forever be known as the champion that dances in the bush to heal.
Oh yeah, you could do your push-ups
or your
do the
push-ups.
monkey.
That's the other one. Yeah, do the monkey or the push-ups. Um, so I guess I'll start with his old version of Perseverance, which is passive. And it states Garen regenerates 0.4, 0.8, or 2% max health based on level every second if he has not taken non-minion damage in the last 9 to 4 seconds based on level. At level 11 and above, Perseverance is not canceled by non-epic monster damage. Basically just means it wouldn't happen with jungle creeps, but after level 11, jungle creeps don't even stop him from healing. His new version of Perseverance says Garen regenerates 1.5 to 10.1% based on level of his max health every 5 seconds. Perseverance is lost for 8 seconds if Garen takes damage from epic monsters, turrets, or champions, or if he's hit by an enemy ability or affected by an enemy summoner spell, refreshing on subsequent damage and hits taken from them.
This means he can jungle.
Yes.
So he does not lose his passive off normal jungle monsters. It's only Baron,
Yes.
Dragon, Herald.
Really all they did was they took that second part of his old passive and just said, the hell with being level 11, just at any point, you just get that because you're Garen.
I mean, the health regen.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's way more now.
It's fucking ridiculous. Well, I think it's about the same because that one's every 5 seconds versus every
constant.
second.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But I mean, everything. The reason they put 5 seconds because all the health items are based on every 5 seconds. Yeah. So they just were trying to make it more in tune with those. And like I said before, not a very high skill cap champion. So his skills are going to be basic in nature. It's just how you use those abilities that makes him really good or really shitty.
All right, let's move on to his old Q, Decisive Strike. Active, Garen cleanses himself of all slows affecting him and gains 35% bonus move speed for a few seconds. Additionally, his next basic attack within 4.5 seconds deals bonus physical damage and silences his target. Decisive Strike resets Garen's basic attack timer. So the bonus movement speed was 1.5 to 4.5. That's the duration. The bonus physical damage was 30 to 130 with a 40% AD scaling. And then the silence duration was 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds. So Garen is still one of the few champions that still does have a silence in the game. Something to note.
Remember how he used to just be the de facto Nasus counter, him and Teemo?
Oh my, yep.
Just for that silence, you walk up, Q Nasus as he's about to press Q to Q a minion, and then you miss your stack. Disgusting. Anyways, current form.
Yep. Garen cleanses himself of all slows and gains 35% bonus movement speed for a few seconds, so that stays the same. Additionally, Garen empowers his next basic attack within 4.5 seconds to have an uncancelable windup lunge at the target, dealing one bonus physical damage and silence the target for 1.5 seconds. Decisive Strike resets Garen's basic attack timer, so it's more or less the same. I think the damage went up a little bit, so the movement speed duration went down as well. Now it is 1 to 3.5 seconds, and then the bonus physical damage went up. It is 30 to 150 with a 50% bonus 80. So very much the same.
I think the big thing here is the basic attack reset. It's the attack and then you Q, so you get the reset real quickly.
It was the same on the old one.
Fast. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so, it does say that. Okay.
Yeah.
You right.
And right. It lunges.
Oh, it's the lunge. That's the difference. And the uncancelable windup too is just like, yeah. All right. Courage, which is his W. Cooldown of old was 24 to 20. That's a long fucking cooldown. But the passive of it, Garen's bonus armor and bonus magic resist are increased by 20%. That's it. That's the big cheese with this ability, right? Active, Garen reduces incoming damage and the duration of incoming crowd control effects by 30% for a few seconds. The duration scales with rank, 2 to 6 seconds. Currently, cooldown is 23 to 15, and there is no cast time. There is no cost to cast this as well. Passive, whenever Garen kills an enemy, he generates a stack of courage, stacking up to 150 times. Courage, for each stack, Garen gains 0.2 bonus armor and 0.2 bonus magic resistance, up to a maximum of 30 bonus resistances. After reaching max stacks, Garen gains 10% bonus armor and 10% bonus MR. Active, Garen reduces incoming damage by 30% for a few seconds. For the first 3/4 of a second, Garen additionally grants himself a shield and 60% tenacity. The duration drops, it's 2 to 5, and the shield strength is 65 to 145 plus 18% bonus health.
I think the shield aspect was relatively recent.
Right. And it's a very short duration that the shield is even active, so you really have to you see that Ezreal ult coming, like, okay, I'm gonna use this and shield myself, or you see an ability coming like a telegraphed ability typically because it's such a short time that it's there. But yeah, that's really about it. Everything else is pretty much the same. Obviously, they kept the courage, but instead of it just being flat 20%, they're like, yeah, you have to earn yours.
The tenacity is wild too. If you're able to time that 3/4 of a second, 60% tenacity, you're also probably stacking that with mercs, probably, if they're against heavy CC. You have a lot of tenacity. You think you get hit by a Morgana binding, it's only going to be like 1 second, 1.5 seconds.
Right. That's another one that you could totally catch because it's super telegraphed, right? Or even a Morgana ulti. It's like, cool, you can kind of time it and then hit it right before it pops, and it's not going to stun you for very long. So, all right, let's get on to his best skill.
Yeah, spin to win. Judgment. Active old Garen E. Garen rapidly spins his sword around his body for 3 seconds, losing the ability to basic attack but dealing physical damage, increased by 33.3% against enemy champions and monsters each second to enemies within a range for duration. Garen is ghosted while spinning but moves 20% slower when traveling through minions. Judgment can critically strike for 150% AD plus 100% bonus critical damage. After 1 second, Garen can reactivate Judgment to cancel it immediately. So physical damage per second was 7.5 to 45 plus 26 1/4 to 41 1/4% AD. And then the empowered damage per second was 10 to 60 with a 35 to 55% AD. I think the current one, this ability combined with his W now is, I think, what makes him so frustrating because he's very tanky, but you can just build as much crit as you want.
Yep.
So, current Judgment, Garen rapidly spins his sword around himself, 7 plus 1 per 25% bonus attack speed. That is important. Times over 3 seconds, becoming ghosted and unable to basic attack, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies periodically. Judgment can be recast every 1 second for its duration, and does so automatically after it ends. Enemy champions hit 6 times by Judgment are inflicted with 25% armor reduction for 6 seconds, with the duration refreshing upon the 7th hit and every 6th hit thereafter. If you stack a lot of attack speed, you're gonna take off into the atmosphere. You're gonna be like a fucking helicopter.
You know what this ability has always reminded me of? Is when you play Super Smash and you play Link and you up B and he goes, yeah, and spins his sword around them. This ability always reminds me of that, except it's not done by a character who looks like an elf. It's done by like the complete opposite, an overgrown dwarf in massive armor. And he's just swinging his sword around on one foot like it's fucking Dirty Dancing or some shit. That's what this ability always reminds me of.
And then Judgment deals 25% increased damage against the nearest enemy hit. In the recast,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they overloaded this ability. Garen ends Judgment prematurely, reducing its cooldown by its remaining duration. Judgment can critically strike for 75%, plus, if you have Infinity Edge, 35% bonus physical damage. Additionally, Judgment deals 150% damage against non-epic monsters. Again, Garen Jungle is a thing. It can work. 150%.
It certainly can.
150% extra damage. So, right. All right, and then hit us with that sweet Demacian Justice.
Sweet Justice! Demacian, or if you're J4, Demacian Justice. Cooldown 120 to 80, range 400. And this is the old version. Active, Garen calls upon the might of Demacia to attempt to execute the target enemy champion, dealing them magic damage. I wish it still did that. It does magic damage, or it did magic damage of 175 to 525, plus 28.6 up to 40% of the target's missing health. Currently, it does the same shit, except it's not magic damage. It's true damage, and it reveals the target for 1 second. And it's fucked up because it does 150 to 450 base, plus 25 to 35% of the target's missing health. Still got that range. It actually has a cast time now. It didn't have a cast time before, but it's not a very long cast time. Him yelling for the cause or just justice is something that I don't think I could ever forget. It's like my favorite part of the ability.
It's sweet.
It's extremely sweet, especially when you murk somebody with it. He just yells justice. It's like, yes, that is justice. Other than that, like I said, Garen is very, very simple. He is the champion where you learn wave management. If you're trying to understand wave management or learn how to control your wave of minions, play this champion. If you play this champion and you don't know how to manage a wave, you will lose probably 60% of the games, if not more than that, because he can get very fed very easily and be ridiculously strong if played correctly. But I guess the next question is the question. Which is it? What's his favorite skin, or what's the best skin?
I know you were about to tell me it's Commando. Your favorite skin is Commando, Garen.
Old Commando Garen with the sunglasses, maybe.
Actually, it's pretty sweet.
New Commando, he looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter. I forget that Sanguine even exists. Desert Trooper is okay. Dread Knight used to be actually pretty cool, and then he got better skins. Don't care for Rugged. Steel Legion's okay.
I really like Steel Legion. I think this may have been one of the first epic skins I had, like 1350. I just love because he's a space marine, right? He kind of looks, yeah. He looks fucking the way he walks in this skin, and this might be my favorite one. Next, maybe Demacia Vice is probably a close second.
Oh, Demacia Vice is up there, and apparently there's a new skin coming called Mythmaker. It's not out yet.
No, not yet.
That looks kind of cool. His sword looks like a fucking spear. Don't really care for Battle Academia. Mecha Kingdoms looks like every other mech, so I don't really give a shit about that. My least favorite skin's definitely God King where he never shuts the fuck up. Like, Jesus Christ. Why did Riot release these skins? Him and Darius, they just don't shut the fuck up ever. They just talk. And I'm like, I'm not even playing the champion and he never shuts up. Like, get rid of this fucking thing. Fucking hate it so much. I'm gonna go with Demacia of Ice, dude. It's a cool skin line. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that skin line. I also really like Rogue Admiral. The fact that he uses an overgrown scimitar, but I like all those skins, and I wish they had more of those, like Bilgewater conversion skins, I guess I would call them.
Yeah, that one was sweet.
Like pick a champion and Bilgewaterify them. I think this came out during the GP event, right?
Yeah. When
Yeah, because you had the Hammerhead Aatrox, dude.
What was it was like Black Market Brawlers where they introduced a lot of those new items like Dead Man's Plate and stuff. Man, that was so sick.
Yeah.
Never gonna have that again because Riot blows cheeks.
Oh, that was Ironside Malphite too.
Yeah.
Right. Massive Malphite.
It's sick.
Yeah, no. It was a good event. Those skins were good, just like the what's the the Grand Inquisitor skins or whatever?
Oh, like the
those
Iron Inquisitor,
too.
the
Yeah. The I call them like Renaissance or medieval
those
Renaissance
ones are sweet,
era.
but I don't think they're
Those
ever
are
gonna
sick.
make those skins again.
No,
Like,
but
so creative.
Arcana is kind of close though.
Sure.
Like I'll take Arcana because Arcana kind of fits in that little area. But bring me some more of the pirate skins, dude. They're super fucking cool. I did not know his dance was a reference to Bye 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 by NSYNC. Hold on, I gotta watch this video. I swear to God, his dance is just the monkey.
Wait, which?
Oh, this is old dance. Okay. I didn't even know he had an old dance. Jesus, that was his original dance. Okay.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say about Garen, we mentioned it, is you can get ridiculously tanky for no fucking reason. I know, like, the item to build on him is oh my god, I'm booming right now. What's the item that gives you the other bruiser item that builds out of the iron spike whip?
Oh, Stridebreaker?
Yeah, Stridebreaker is very good. That gives attack speed. It gives you an AoE slow. You just stack like just attack speed. You go boots and you just gain so much damage. You get damage reduction off your W. You get a shield. You get bonus resistances.
Here's a champion that actually uses Mortal Reminder.
Sure, yeah, that one's good. just the armor shred too on the E.
Yeah,
he's pretty overloaded. But
again, if you can't manage a wave, you're not gonna do well with this champion.
Yeah, we're all low elo. We don't know what wave management is. No. But yeah, that's it for me.
See, is there anything else? Okay, it does say on. I didn't realize that there was the old trivia and the new trivia. Yeah, the new trivia does say it is Johnny Bravo's dance. I don't know why they didn't just say it was the monkey, because Johnny Bravo says, "Do the monkey with me," and he just says, "Oh." It's pretty good. It's actually one of my favorite dances. But like also the one-handed push-up, dude. That is one of the best BMs. Like, and Set's setup is pretty good too. Like, to watch those two in lane together and just hear Garen say, "Look, I'm holding the world up," and then watching Set just do some sit-ups to get prepped. Like, good choices, good abilities, or good dances or taunts or whatever they are. Fuck it, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But
yeah, that's
it, dude.
Yep. Yeah, that is
That's all I
it.
got.
Kennen and Garen, thank you guys for hanging out. As always, make sure you click that link tree. Come join our Discord. Follow us on Spotify, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Leave your reviews, comments. We'll see them. We'll talk about them.
Listen, the last thing I want to add while we're on this point, especially on the Discord, we talked about the lack of skin choices from Kennen, and there's a shit ton of skins for Garen, but like they're not all that great. I want to know if you're gonna participate in the skin, the skin idea that Calientes posed that we talked about in the last episode. Would you think about Kennen or Garen? Would they be something that crosses your mind? I'm not sure. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, let us know.
So, other than that, guys,
yeah, that does
enjoy
it.
your weekend.
Yeah, next Friday, we got Akali and Malzahar. So we got some good changes there for sure.
Yes, we do.
I think we're not even like halfway, huh?
No,
I don't know what. I mean, I don't mind talking about this right now. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get to like modern champions, because there's nothing. I mean, we might have to stop because there's not a lot of changes. Like when we get to like
There might not be changes, but their kits are also 6 paragraphs long per ability.
because like we get to Lucian. Lucian, I feel
Yeah.
like Lucian came out in fucking 2013, and he's still relevant. Like he's still
Right.
like Thresh too, right? Like
Oh, Thresh is probably, although Thresh's relevance wanes more than it used to, probably the oldest, most relevant champion.
I just want to say it feels so bad because they're doing shit with Zeri and they're changing Zeri so much, and then you have champions like Thresh or Lucian that have hardly been changed.
Yeah, basically, Thresh really hasn't had many change. I mean, he's got small nerfs here and there, but like, here's a champion that's never going to need a kit change ever.
It's perfect.
He's so relevant. They made a perfect champ. Like,
Yeah, some of the champions they've hit on the head, like just perfect. Don't need to be changed.
I feel like Blitzcrank's another one. I know they changed Blitzcrank here and there to update him a little bit, but more or less he's the same.
Yeah.
And he's like another one of those like almost perfect champions. Like, yeah, you're here for one reason and one reason only. It's to land the fucking pole. But yeah, other than that, guys, enjoy your weekend. We will catch you next week. Might be on stream some point this weekend.
Yeah, maybe we might throw that up. We'll make
Be
it.
on the lookout for that.
Join the Discord. That's where we announce it.
That's the best place. Other than that, guys, I got nothing else.
Nope, that is it. So we will talk to you next week, guys. Have a good weekend.
Later, y'all.